So like you went to ancient bracket, right? Like we carried you all the way to the ancient bracket, and then you
Yeah,
fell down again. You had like this big losing streak around Christmas.
yeah. I think the losing streak had a lot to do with me just playing like I don't care, and just like doing stupid shit that I think is might be fun or whatever, and not like playing super hard to win, fully present.
That could be it there. That's the losing. Since then you've been winning, but also you've been hitting a loss streak in between again. It's like yesterday or the day before. Truth be told, my games are also not good, so you're not alone. Just keep playing.
Yeah, there's a
Just
lot
keep
of
playing.
experimenting with like the new patch and stuff that is probably not that good, but I'm just like I want to try it out anyways, sort of thing.
Mhm. So let's see. What do you play most of the time? I see a lot of carries, sometimes support. Seems like you're queuing, like mostly carry, and sometimes you queue into support.
Yeah, I queue carry until I'm out of roll queues.
So
It's
I guess we
generally
can
how I
talk
go.
about carry. What's your last game with a carry that you would like to look at, maybe?
We could look at a jug game. I always find that I farm super well on jug, but sometimes the wins just don't turn over.
So like the one you played earlier?
I mean, yeah, that's a relatively good example, but it's just kind of a stomp. I don't know if it's going to be too constructive. Like my team has like 10k net worth
Yeah, I
and
can
less,
see
and they all
it.
have like, you know,
Doesn't look too great. Let's look at the graph maybe. I mean, it looks fine. It looks like you have win percentages until like minute 20, and then it just goes super south.
yeah, because I was the only one with any freaking net worth, dude. I was just like trying to farm, and I can't be at every fight, and they just lose when I'm not there because
I
they
mean,
all
that
had
being said,
nothing.
it's also a tough matchup for Juggernaut with like Slark and Toddy, all of them.
Yeah, it was a bad choice as well. I just wanted to play Jug. Like into the OD, the swap, and the Slark, it was impossible to get my ult off, so there was
Yeah,
very low value return on how much farm I had.
exactly. Okay, let's see what else we got. I mean, I guess we could look at the loss from the 29th.
Sure, we can do that.
Uh,
That works for me.
and this one looks tough. Into a draw. Okay, funny. Okay, let's look at that one. I guess I should share in Discord my screen so you see it a little bit earlier than my stream.
Does it? It feels to me like Drow is a bad matchup for Jug. Like that I don't do as well versus Drow. Is that is that right, or is it usually a good matchup for Jug?
I think it's a bit middle of the road. I don't think it's like stompy in one way or the other. But like I couldn't really say I haven't played Juggernaut in a while. Like into a draw specifically.
We have returned, my friend.
Nice. All right. So again, usually what I like to do, like I think like with the replay casting, you have more time to like think things through, and like I take a lot of time to think about what the game is throwing at me before I even start.
Yeah,
And like I did this so often, like I do this at the start of the game, and like
sorry.
like I have some sort of like mold, like an idea of what I need to do and what everybody else is supposed to do in the game to like get the win, right? Like based on what the heroes are.
Yeah, and in this game, I'm thinking I'm against Pudge Legion, and I would love to hit the Pudge if I can, if he lets me, early game. And it's a little bit more difficult with Legion because Legion likes trading a lot, but I think I try to hit him quite a bit too. But that was the lane matchup I was looking at.
I mean, I'm
Uh,
gonna ignore um, the the rest of the players. Like these are a bunch of people I know, but I will only talk about Juggernaut. So in terms of Juggernaut into Pudge, Pudge is like a bit of a lane counter to Juggernaut because of his passive, of his passive. I was gonna say of his flash heap.
yeah,
The damage block, right? Like against Whirl, which has what's that, 45 damage per tick versus
yeah,
the reduction.
yeah.
So
It's
like
it's
Pudge really
not
good.
good to spin into Flesh Heap.
Exactly. So
Gotcha.
you want to make him press E, and then you want to spin. With LC, it can be tough trading against her because of Moment of Courage. She can just heal herself up, attacking into your spin. So already we don't have the greatest lane. Uh,
we have Veno though, which helps a lot. It'll be
We do
very
have
nice
a
to catch the
Venom,
punch.
but they also have a D-spell. So like in terms of
Yeah,
matchups, I think they still have a fine matchup.
yeah. What
And
what me and Drog were talking about was like if he should level Gale level 1 to try to capitalize on like the only time he'll be able to land it without it being dispelled. But I think he went passive anyways.
let's think about the rest of the game. Juggernaut level 6 is a timing that we can think about, Omni Slash. Like we can think about bringing it to the opposite lane if we want to, or like
Yeah,
just using it on our lane, depending what is going on. And I'm guessing that the Prophet is mid. I think
yeah,
I've seen a play that mid. And it leaves Bounty and Necro offlane. So we need to be aware of what can go wrong on the other lanes as well. Like that's something we need to keep in mind. A Bounty Hunter Necro lane is not specifically strong against like a Drow Lich lane because Lich has so much magic burst with his Frost Blast and like a couple mangoes that
yeah. Lich is just super strong laner.
exactly. And like Drow Ranger is not the strongest laner, but if you pair it with something like a Lich into something that's specifically weak against Drow, like a Necro or a Bounty, they're probably gonna have a good time and they're probably gonna get Ruffle Stomped. Um,
Yeah,
so I'm thinking we have two losing lanes already, and I guess at least Death Prophet against Lina, which is I think like somewhat equal, maybe slightly Death Prophet favored. I wouldn't know. Like I don't play mid. But that's what I'm thinking going into the lane. So just about like laning stage. That being said, we need some solutions. We need good vision because there's a LC and a patch in the game. Like come mid game, we need to know where LC is. We can't just willy-nilly, I don't know, put our camera over here and like farm a camp here because LC is gonna jump us with like a dagger of some sort, right? Or like we get patch hooked. So farming on lanes can be difficult in the specific game. And if we go
yeah,
even later and think about how we're going to close out the game, what awaits us there is like we have the same issues with LC just dueling us, but also there's going to be a Drow Ranger sitting on the high ground, like all cracked out with like Butterfly or whatever he has, and a Lina too that will just use Arganim and like sit in the trees and burst us with her spells, right?
yeah,
So like and like patch hooks, random patch hooks we have to deal with. So like going high ground is really difficult against this team. That being said, we can crack it. There are items that help us do that, such as a blink dagger. Like a swift blink maybe.
yeah.
Um, there is Agony for Juggernaut. That allows us to fight into the blade mail from LC, for example, by just jumping. So that's what I'm thinking as Juggernaut. These are my tools. And probably something I want in this game at some point is Blink Dagger. Maybe I want the Lincolns because they do have a
I
whole
I
bunch of
did I
Lincolns
made a
carries.
Lincoln's.
The question is, how do I get there?
Yeah, I went Battle Fury Manta to farm without being on waves, and then I went Lincoln's, and then I think I went Ags or Butterfly. I don't remember.
Personally, like I
No,
know that like I like the tool of Aghanim. Juggernaut has 60% Blade Dance lifesteal talent. Once you have level 20, you're somewhat safe against LC because you get that much lifesteal back. Pair that with some normal lifesteal, and he basically can't hurt you. Juggernaut is really weak until level 20 against LC, and then he's really strong against LC. From
yeah,
what I've noticed. All right. So I don't like I know that many I've seen good players, like players that are better than me. I've seen them like play a Battle Fury Juggernaut. Personally, I really don't like that. Like I really don't
oh,
like
I
that.
do it almost every game.
I think it's really bad because Battle Fury costs you where is it? I think
Quite a bit of
4,850
mana.
or something. Like where is it? It costs 4,100. I think maybe I'm thinking of Radiance. Used to cost that much, I think. So 4,100 gold for Radiance, which gives us some cleave, gives us flat damage and some regen, health regen and mana regen. Um, Damage is fine, cleave is fine. Like we don't mind having that. Like it lets us farm faster, obviously. But let's consider like a Maelstrom. Where is it? Like the normal Maelstrom.
There it is. Okay, got it.
Like especially with this patch, like they added Gloves of Haste into it. Attack speed is something we really want on Juggernaut because it scales with Omni Slash. I think I talked about this the last time. How the more
Yeah.
attack speed you have, the more Omni Slashes you have because it's a duration and then it goes through your attack speed and then that many slashes you get. It's not a flat slash rate. So an item we really like, for example, is Mjolnir, which costs, I don't know, 1400 gold more. 1400 gold more than a Battle Fury, but gives us 90 attack speed. So our ulti is gonna be on crack, basically, for not that much more gold.
Yeah,
And
it definitely makes sense, and it also kind of cleans the build up to make it so butterfly isn't necessarily like mandatory.
yeah, the thing about about Battle Fury is it costs a lot of money and it doesn't do anything. Like the item allows you to hit creeps better. That's all it does. It doesn't allow you to now take a fight. You know, if I wanted to maybe fight for some reason, maybe I want like a diffusal. Maybe I want an orchid. Maybe I want like a desolator. You know, like items like that. Maybe I want like a Sanjin Yasha, so I can fight better. Can get to the opponents. Maybe I want a blink dagger. Like all of these items do more than a Battle Fury, and the Battle Fury is very expensive. That being said, I think it's fine if you play Juggernaut and every single game you go Midas Maelstrom. Like, literally every game. Like, that should be fine.
Okay, I can swap to that build. I just like myself a Battle Fury. That's all I all I gotta say. But yeah, I understand the attack speed is better, and yeah, I could
Like,
definitely do that build instead.
you can think of it this way, like Battle Fury and Radiance. Maybe Radiance is the item you get when you have the most space. Let's say, you have heroes like this Bounty Hunter, a Death Prophet. Yeah, why not the Necro? Why not the Venom? Sure, like this is a very, very space-making team for you. Like it's not bad to go Battle Fury here. I just think that the hero scales a little bit better with like the attack speed items, and especially with the new patch, the Maelstrom with the Gloves of Haste, seems really, really good for him.
Gotcha.
Powergraph wise. Okay, so now we talked about all of that. Let's see what you do. This is what I think. The moment I have these heroes in front of me, that's what I think. And you just need to make educated guesses and get to a place where you have this idea in mind of what is going to have to happen. And now we just basically have to look at execution and maybe where you deviate from the plan. Okay. So immediately I'm noticing like you guys are splitting. You have a very strong level 1, like between heal and like Crypt Swarm and your spin and Veno Q. I think you guys should definitely first blood together.
I think we find a couple here, and he actually does level Gale because it's a first blood. I think we get first blood here. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think we do.
You just gave up. You didn't even have to. That's fun. Okay, so Chorus, what will you buy against LC, Pudge, and or Lich? I mean, Juggernaut
I
only
think,
wants boots, really. I don't know.
yeah, I think I'm Russian boots. I don't think I get I don't know. We'll see. I might get an early Wraith Band just because I have the money for it, but I
I
think
think
I'm
Wraith
getting
Bands are
boots.
fine. I guess it depends on how many runes you get. Boots are definitely up there. Like, I think you want damage mostly, and the reason is that LC has a lot of damage, and we were thinking Pudge would come with 73, also a lot more damage than 62. So I think
Yeah,
Wraithband is fine to complete it, and then boots. Maybe even the full stick. Why not? Like just to get the CS. But turns out Lich is coming top.
yeah, which is a lot stronger of a lane.
I think it's actually weaker into Juggernaut because this happens. Like you could have spun him here definitely. Like we talked about this. This
I
guy
was just
needs
thinking
more
about the
spin.
chase distance.
Like even if you don't get the full spin off, Just like 3/4 of it or whatever, it's fine. Like that's a lot of damage. Because you have to wait to be aggressive until he has Gale again, and you have to wait until he comes around and presses Gale. And if you have that good of an opportunity, you don't say no.
I mean, I got him, but I'm gonna die.
Okay, there's a salve for Venno, but not for you. Okay, that's maybe a consideration we didn't think about that much, is bringing in salve. I think carry players like tend to underbuy region, which is because they have the mentality that my support is supposed to give me tangos all the time, right? The thing is, if I get tangos from my support, which is the only thing that's good, right? Like a salve is actually not that great if it's given from a support because it only heals like, I don't know, 200 HP. That's like, I don't know, 33% of your HP. He would have to buy two salves to heal you to a reasonable degree. So I think like salves you need to buy yourselves. And Juggernaut is very much like an all-in hero. And I think buying a salve on him is really valuable because then we're not afraid to just press our Q here in this situation. If we know we have a salve coming here, by the way, you have 483 unspent right now. You're not. What this means, why I point this out before I forget. You got first blood here. That's a very big deal. You need to spend that money after the runes in order to capitalize on your advantage. Right now, you have the money in the bank, and the bank is not giving you any interest. Like you're not any stronger than you would have been without the first blood. Like right now. So
Yep.
let's look where we needed to buy. Probably around here. So like the courier should already be walking. Like 100% the courier
Yeah, I was
needs
just
to be
rushing
walking.
boots because in our previous one you had always said get boots.
Boots
So
boots are
I
very good. Boots are very good. Here I say a little bit different because of the enemy heroes. Okay? It's always about the enemy heroes. It's always about the context. Like you know as a Juggernaut player how much damage you have. You know how much damage like an LC has. And we were thinking like Patch is coming. And maybe at some point you will know how much damage Patch has. Like he has more damage. Like he has like 11 more damage than you. That's why you need like the Wraith Band. But from you can say, okay, maybe it's not Patch coming. Maybe it's actually Lich. What would I like against the Lich? What does Lich do on the lane?
he pokes and uses spells and like bursts us down. So I'd like to get in close to Lich
Specifically, what does that
with
to
boots.
us? When Lich does this thing, what specifically does that to us? Like, how does that affect our hero?
Slow attack speed, slow.
It
Right?
makes our red bar here go down. Like, we lose HP. Like, a
Okay.
lot of it constantly. Because he has a spell, like a 7-second cooldown spell that deals 80 damage, and every time he does that, he's gonna hit us twice as well. And there's not much we can do about it except whirl. So, to phrase it differently, within 30 seconds, which is like one wave, right? Within 30 seconds, he can press this button. If we are bad with our positioning, he can press this button 4 times and hit us, say, 8 times at least within 30 seconds. Okay? So this is some easy math. It's 320 damage from that, and 8 hits is 400 damage from that. Whatever that is together, 720-ish damage. We're dead. Because there's also an LC, right? Who's also throwing spells. So
Yep.
that's a consideration. We need to mitigate this. We need a salve. Very, very clearly, we need one. Because there's going to be overwhelming odds with like Venomancer and Creeps, as well as what I just said about Lich going on.
Yeah, getting a salve makes sense.
So that's what we need. Like I already know that before I go into the lane when I see LC and Lich. If I see Patch and LC, maybe I care a little bit less about the salve. I wouldn't specifically buy the salve against Patch and LC. Probably not. Like tangos should be fine from the support, but against Lich LC, we really need that. We really need that salve. Let's just count how often he hits you. That's one. Like with spells, I guess. Like he hits you with auto attacks as well. couple more auto attacks. I guess that's another spell on the support, it's fine. He just keeps harassing you with auto attacks. That's like 2 to 3 spells on you, 4, and you're dead. Pretty much what I said at the start, right? Like 3-4 of these spells and we're dead. So, what can we do to mitigate this damage? Is what we have to ask ourselves. Because that's what Lich wants to do. Like, this guy is not doing it like the best way, but he's playing Lich. He's not like super bad at it. Like, he's dealing damage to you. So the question is, how can we mitigate this? And the answer is, quite frankly, creep aggro. I think we talked about this before. Okay, can I see heroes, please? Okay, what's happening here is we have a max distance Gale, and you're nowhere close at walking up to this guy. Like, you're outside Lich's attack range. Even Lich's attack range is something like this. So even if he hits that Gale, you have to walk up and then press all your buttons. Let's say LC was close, like instead of like, you know, all the way away. If LC is here, like this goes really bad. Because you have to go through LC to get to Lich. Does that make sense? Like, because the distance is so far. That being said, level 1, Gale, this is okay because LC is not here. You can walk up and you can spin him, and I think you should.
Yeah, I just wasn't expecting it, so I was walking away with the creep aggro, so I wasn't close enough to...
It's kind of a little bit of a bad go, in my opinion, because of this distance. And you don't really want to walk through the creeps to right-click the guy, because what's going to happen is the creeps attack you. See, you pulled aggro. Because you clicked on him. Can I see that in your perspective, I wonder? Yeah, I do see your mouse. Okay, so like you're like running away. I wouldn't go on this, but like you click on him, I think.
Yeah, I was just trying to make it happen with the Gale, because me and Drog were talking, and he was like, I level Gale level 1, let's do something with it. And I was like, okay. I try, but it's just not.
Yeah, you see how you have to run through LC and he just hits you while you try to get to the Gale target. Like, and it's just bad because the distance is so high. It's the only thing. Let's say Lich was here and you Galed. Like, that would be amazing,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So you just need to be aware of this as like Juggernaut, that this is very scary.
Even if I was more like, even if I knew the Gale was coming, then it would have been fine. Like, I wouldn't pull here. I would just run at him, and it would have been fine. But
yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
So be aware of creep aggro when you do these kind of moves. Like, it's okay to run at him, but don't click on the hero. Maybe click behind the hero, click in front of the hero, whatever you prefer. But you're clicking on the hero. Anyways, I was trying to talk about like mitigating the damage that Lich puts out. Like one thing is region, like the south. The other thing is when the wave meets, what we can do instead of doing this go is we can just pull the creeps to our range creep. You know,
Well,
like we just creep aggro.
It's literally what I did, is it not?
Oh, it looks like it. Yeah, you did. And then you run through it, already having the aggro.
Well, yeah, that was it was me trying to capitalize on the Gale, but I immediately.
So this creep aggro needs to happen all the time. Like even now, like I would creep aggro. Like I would ignore this creep. Like you're half HP now. The score was a disaster. You didn't spin. Nothing was accomplished except we lost HP. So I would sure I would attack the one creep and kite all around, like try to get away, and then I wouldn't care about this last creep and just aggro these melee creeps into the next wave if I can.
Yeah, I was just trying to get the denios on there, but I got one of them anyway.
I think that's okay, but like look at Lich. He has a spell the entire time. And he should absolutely positively press it because LC also has a spell.
Yeah.
Like really low cooldown spell on this guy. And you should press it all the time. Like he should, quite frankly, he should have pressed it here if you're talking Lich, okay? Like 3 seconds, he's hitting, running, and here he should have spelled immediately and like just kept hitting you. So you would take even more damage. That's why I say play it a little bit more cautious and pull it back. Let's see how often we do the back pulling, you know, like to try to get away from the Lich. I would pull on the tower. Farming here is great, we like that. I don't see any pulling going on. Like any creep aggroing.
I didn't get that guy. That's tragic.
Like I'm ignoring what's happening. I'm just looking at pulls. Creep aggro. Like to find out if it's the
where I
same.
am right there, right? Like, why would I creep aggro it under tower? Where it is right now.
If Lich is not near, we don't care that much. Okay, so now Lich is here. Where's my Juggernaut? Juggernaut, okay. That's alright. But I would probably spin... I don't know. How much HP do you have when you do that?
When I go and do the camp?
Yeah. Okay, I mean there's currently no creep wave here. But now the creep wave is there. I would kill the first creep and then walk back. Because you have, as BSJ likes to put it, like you have the obligation to be at this creep. This is not Venos creep, this is your creep. And you're losing it. And you're losing a second creep.
Yeah, I was just like low health with the healing ward. And I figured that the LC was gonna push the lane, but...
Why would you want to do that?
I don't know.
What is good about pushing the wave for LC?
Nothing.
There you go. He doesn't push the wave. In fact, he wants the wave right here. That's where he wants the wave. Can I see tower range here? Here's where he wants to creep. So, and that's like generally true. It's generally true. There are heroes for that is that the sentiment is not true that they want a creep wave down here, such as I don't know Darkseer because they constantly push. Maybe heroes that try to kill you, like a Necro maybe. Those heroes are fine if the wave is under your tower, or like an X, something that can dive you, maybe like a Timbersaw. Those heroes don't necessarily need the wave down here at a certain point. Be that level 3, level 4, doesn't matter, level 5, level 6. It's always different per hero, but generally speaking, all heroes that play against you want the wave here, especially if you're a Juggernaut, even more so. So we're denying, which is fine. The problem is we have this Lich now with every 7 seconds with 120 damage instead, right? So the damage just keeps ramping. We don't have any tangos. Our support doesn't have any tangos. And we have to rely on our healing ward. But back to the situation before I forget talking about it. Where's the situation?
I think what you're trying to say is don't go farm that small camp and miss lane creeps.
No, I think it's okay to take one creep. You don't have to farm the full
take
camp.
one creep, but
Take one
don't
creep
miss
and
lane creep.
don't miss lane creep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Next. I really think you should pull the creeps away more. Like just like here in this situation, just creep aggro him. Can I see heroes?
The heroes are gone again.
Funny replay box. Okay. So the moment you see Lich approaching, like here even, like you're controlling the wave nicely here, making sure it's close to your tower. Like let's point that out too. But here, like Lich is here, like what does he want to do? He wants to spell you, right? So just creep aggro like the creep all the way up here. Like creep aggro it now, so that he has to walk all the way up. And if he does, you know what your Venom is going to do? Your Venom is going to walk up and he's going to gale him and then you can kill him. You make him overextend and now you're in his range. So that makes it sad. Do you see how that's different when the creep is just this little distance up here? Like if Lich comes here, Venom is already behind him. like in terms of horizontal line. Right now Venom is above him, but if Lich has to go here to spell you, now he's already behind him. It's much easier for the Venom to reach the Lich.
Right.
And it's much safer for you too. Like he has to spend time to get to you. Not much, but do that every time, and you're gonna save HP. Plus, it gets you away from the LC, who also wants to spell you. Have you considered raindrops in this lane? By raindrops in this lane. What do raindrops do? Raindrops give you 0.8
You don't need to
mana
tell
reach.
me. I know what they do, and it would have been a good pickup.
No, like it's important to talk about it. Like I read items all the time. It's good. Um, so if you get spelled, it blocks up to 120 magic damage. Uh, yeah, if it's more than 75 damage. How much damage is that? 120 on Frost Blast. So that immediately gets nullified. Overwhelming odds. Let's see. Base damage is 65 and damage increases per creep and per hero. Level 2, say we hit 2 heroes, that's already more than Lich's Frost Blast, but the cooldown is also twice as long, right? So raindrops buys us some peace for like a minute or two. We're fighting.
Should have held my spin on the Legion longer. Target priority there.
Do you how do you follow people when you spin? Let's see. I think here's the situation. Okay, we're about to spin. Let's see what your mouse is doing. Okay, you walk, but you click on him. What I would recommend doing is, can I go back? Is instead of
Not
clicking
clicking
on the
hero
hero,
for
exactly,
yeah. So aggro. I gotcha.
like click behind them, and you stop when you want to stop. And like I would have my mouse about here. Let's go to where you spin. So I would have my mouse somewhere behind him, not too far, because I don't want to click on him, because the moment you click on him, you stop, right? So you always want to be moving, but like around where he's moving. So you click on him, and that's why you stand still. I mean, we're going on the LC here, which is fine. Like, to me, it looked like you wanted to go on the Lich, which is fine. Like, I wouldn't click on heroes when I spin.
Okay.
Let's skip the laning stage, I think. Cause, like, there's not much else to say about this laning stage. It's just understanding what's coming your way and what you can do about it. Which is literally south, raindrops, because magic damage, and, you know, boots because of Juggernaut. Let's skip to a later point in this replay. Okay, at some point you reach level 6, I'm assuming somewhere here. You're level 7 already, okay. Let's see what you do with the Omni Slash. Okay, let's take stock. We hit level 6, Draw is level 5, very vulnerable. I guess Selena is level 7. Our tower bottom is already dead. So whatever happened here was very good for us, because we went into the lane expecting bottom to likely lose because of Lich, but now they played Patch and Zhao, which is a much weaker lane. So your guys stomped them, which is great. So we don't really have to like go bottom, try to get an objective with our Omni Slash. We can just use it to make money.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I got 6 there, I stopped hitting creeps and ran towards the fight to try to do something.
I mean, all of these are great Omni Slashes. This is fine, this is great. We got money, we're happy. Okay, and we still have the threat of Omni Slash. I like that you're killing the creeps fast, making money more quickly.
Yeah, usually once I get my treads, I can farm the 2 camps in between waves.
You don't have any stacks.
You make some a bit later, but it doesn't have any right now. But that's fine. I'm not even close to my battle fury.
It's good that you go back to the wave. That's great.
I just didn't really go back to the wave though.
You don't have face boots. Okay. So little tidbit of information here maybe. Like I like power chats for reasons previously mentioned with Omni Slash. But these are heroes where you have to run a lot. Like a Lich is gonna slow you down. LC is gonna get movement speed with, I think it's press the attack now. Yeah, bonus movement speed 10%. So if you don't have face boots, she can disconnect your whirl. We see it here in action in a bit. That's just something to keep in mind. Like she's sure she eats most of that, but like she ran in a circle too, right? Like, and you have a big radius. But imagine she runs in a straight line, she can just disconnect from your world. So that's where phase boots is kind of useful, and like the rod from Patch also useful to have phase boots. Just pointing it out. I'm not saying it's wrong to go power treads. It just means you need to be aware of your late fury. You can't always connect it as much as you like.
Yeah.
Take the kill on Patch. I dig that. That's fine. We make money. That's good. And you said you go Battle Fury, so you go Battle Fury. Let's see what we do with that. Let's skip to where you have Battle Fury. Like things are happening in the game. We can look at the game state once we have the Battle Fury. And we have the Battle Fury. And we're pushing mid. So what happened? Lich is dead. Our Prophet also died. Apparently there was like a fight about the Wisdom Room, which is good.
Yeah. I think I saw a bunch of heroes on the map, so I figured I could hit mid a little bit.
Yeah, I guess I can look at your camera perspective. Let's see what you're seeing. I see a couple heroes. Like we're mostly concerned about LC and Patch, who are both
you see
respawning.
heroes?
Do I see heroes? So Patch and LC are respawning. We haven't seen them yet. We're looking for blue and yellow. Blue and yellow haven't shown. I don't like that you're here.
Fair enough. Yep.
Like as a consequence. I mean, I think that's easy to see, right? Maybe it's not that obvious. Why do I care about LC and Patch?
Because they can kill me and they can cancel my spin TP.
Exactly. Not only can they cancel your spin TP, they can hook you out of position. Like Puch could be here, he could hook you. LC could be TPing into these trees, coming in behind you, dueling you. And there could be Alina somewhere too. We haven't seen her in a while. She could have TP'd. I don't know if she has a TP or not. Let's just assume she does. There's a lot of plays they can do while you're here with a Battle Fury that is designed to, hit creeps. It's not like a Desolator that reduces armor on towers, right?
Yeah.
So I don't like this.
I think my like what I was thinking is just like I can just hit this while waiting for the next creep wave. But I guess I just keep on hitting it. Well, I mean it works out. I get the tower.
It works out. I just want to point out that this is still a bad play. Okay, we get a kill on the Lina. Amazing. Like everything works out for the best.
Yeah.
This is what we like to see. Okay, and just back to hitting creeps. I love that you run back to the lane. Perfect. I'm also very happy that you ignore this lane. And just go to the nearest camp. That's great.
And Manta this game, I got it for like the farming waves without showing on them, but like against their heroes, like I guess it dispels the silence and the slow from Lich, but
like I respect Manta for going to push waves without showing. I really respect that. I think that's great. I haven't played Juggernaut in a while. I don't know how good that is. It's probably decent. He has great attack speed, right?
Yeah, they're really strong illusions for sure. What's the timing to get 2 waves with illusions instead of 1? Is it just like you
What
gotta
do you
micro
mean?
them really hard, or like at what point do you make your illusions go to the wave so that they can get the following wave as well? Because I always just end up
That's
getting
such a
1 wave.
drog question to ask. I don't think that way at all. I need
I mean, I
my
don't really either. I just like send them there.
yeah.
Don't really
I just
think
send them. I just send them. Like sure, you can be a little bit more efficient, and that's probably a decent question to ask. Like, Manta illusions are. Let's look at it. They are 20 seconds duration, right? So if you put them, let's say there are no towers on this line. Creeps spawn every 30 seconds. So somewhere after, let's say illusions need to hit them at least 5 seconds to kill anything, even if it's just one creep, to just touch a second wave. Somewhere after 15 would be my answer, or 45.
Yeah, I guess so. That makes sense. Anyway, I don't really think too much about it.
It's not that important. What is important is that you actively use it to do what you just said, to actually push the waves. That's more important, while also tracking the heroes. Okay, so we keep hitting creeps. As I said, I really respect the meta. I think that's good. We're hitting camps. We don't really have creep waves to hit, like meaning we have all the space. You have 19 seconds left on your Omni Slash. Is this a fight you want to join?
No, I don't think I do. Maybe I do. There we go. Oh, it looks like it works out. No, it doesn't work out. Or maybe it does. I don't remember. I think I Omni this guy and kill him. And the Pudge. I
Ooh,
think I died.
Lina
Oh,
Motoghost
anyways.
Scepter.
Yeah, the Ghost Scepter, man. Super annoying. That was one of the annoying things this game for sure.
So, like, I know here already, or like, knowing is maybe a strong word. Like, I have a good guess right here that because my ulti is on cooldown, like I didn't even click on the enemy heroes yet, which is something you should always do when you try to attack somebody. Always click on heroes. Like I'm guilty of not doing it. I'm doing it fairly often, but I'm not doing it often enough, and certainly not every time, even though I definitely should. Um, I know here already because my ulti is on cooldown. I want no part in this. I go here and farm that, knowing that they're here. No way I go here. One of the reasons, by the way, except for maybe your ulti on cooldown, right? Like that, you might look at that and say, but like, aren't they right there? Aren't they out of position? Shouldn't I be able to kill them? And the answer is no. This wave is pushed. Let's look at Fog of War. Like I noticed that, but I didn't say it to you. This wave is pushing and pushed. This wave is pushed and pushing. This wave is pushing and pushing. Where are they? Like if they're not on the waves, they're probably all here, no?
Yeah.
Or like around at least. Maybe Jaw is here for some reason, but they're probably all here. So this is really scary to go. Again, we're lacking heroes. I like that Death Prof still shows, but the rest disappears. I mean, you still get something done.
Yeah, I still do here,
but like it's dicey. It's not quick and clean. Luck is involved. I mean, you get out, but that's more because of misplays on the enemy team, not because the score was clearly good. Like think of fights as the most risky thing you can do, right?
Just kind of outplay the Lina. Like I know she has the thing, but like I dodged her stun twice with spin.
Yeah, like in terms of dodging, you did a fine job. They fucked up. But as I was saying, like fights are the most risky thing you can do in Dota 2, and you want it to be as much in your favor as possible. What does that mean? That means you want to know maybe a guy is by himself. That's the best situation. It's never gonna happen in Dota. Like maybe it happens sometimes, but like it's not the most common occurrence. The most common occurrence is in this state of the game that you have fights with like 2 to 4 heroes going on. That's the most common occurrence. But like if you could choose, you would want a hero that is alone, that just uses spells, that is nowhere close to a tower, like say, I don't know, what's the furthest distance from an enemy tower, like here maybe. You would want a single hero here that just uses spells to farm a wave, where you know that all other heroes are showing on the map, maybe with a ward or something, you know. That's the ideal situation that you want. And then you know that guy is fucking dead. Can you envision that?
Yep.
Compare that to what we had here with the situation. Like it's nowhere close to that. It's a risky decision. It's all it is. Like if you have Omni Slash, bit of a different story, but you didn't have Omni Slash. Okay, anyways, we go back to farming. Now I want to see what you do with the Manta. Like I think farming wise, like in terms of patterns, you're doing fine. You're clearly looking at waves, but you're not looking at top wave. I just say that. It's fine. Okay, so you should. I think you used your TP in that fight, so maybe you thought it's on cooldown.
I'm not sure. I think this is a while after. I definitely could have TP top.
Okay, so like the sole reason being is that this money is worth more than this ancient camp. Like provided that the next wave is also coming, which you granted you don't see. Let's look at what you see. and I want to guide your attention for the coming games. So you found this, which is great. You see some action down here. I don't know what hero specifically you see. Let's
Yeah,
watch it
I
from
think they
here.
go for like a big team fight bottom and they lose it because I can't really TP to it.
Exactly, that's always a struggle, especially in this bracket. Okay, so we saw orange top, we see draw here. We don't see LC. We don't know what LC is doing right now. Like maybe you have some information that I don't because I didn't go far enough in time, but I don't see LC. I see a patch here that gives me some calm. I know that 1, 2, 3 heroes are on the map, but the hero I'm most afraid of is LC, and the other hero, the second hero I'm most afraid of is Lina. She also hasn't shown. So this wave, the way you take it, is super risky. Low ground, no vision. Like, we don't know if LC has dagger. He should have a dagger. He does have a dagger. And Lina should have something that bursts you with, like, Laguna Blade. Maybe you know Laguna Blade is on cooldown, but still, I think you die to a Blade Mail Blink Dagger. With
Yeah.
anything, any help. So, oops, taking this wave is extremely risky as a consequence. And that decision, or that conclusion, I have solely arrived at with, I know that Blink Dagger LC is very scary, and I don't know where he is. I would not
Yeah.
have taken this wave.
Okay.
Unless I had seen him 20 seconds earlier, which we could go back, but like, you know, like we haven't seen him in the time you walk down here, so things change fast in Dota. Like you get away with it, which is fine. The team is fighting, you can't TP to it, as you said. You're hitting creeps, that's all you have to do. Being efficient hitting creeps. But you know that 4 heroes are down here, so you know where they're not. They're not up here. There's only 1 hero here. Maybe Lina can TP in with Boots of Travel. That's a consideration. But you know that the enemy creep wave is like around here right now. So if she TPs in, she has to TP on this wave. I would definitely TP on this
TP
wave.
top.
Yeah, I actually want to know what you're looking at. Like I'm gonna assume you look a little bit at the minimap. Maybe you look at bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say probably like 50% of the time I'm looking at minimap.
Like that's fine. You probably had your eyes bottom. You're looking at heroes. You're not looking at waves. But we're still very much in this farm mode, right? We want to suck up as much money as possible. And if we see a blue arrow down here, we're very happily TP up here and then farm our way back to the engines. That's great. Easy clap.
Yeah, I heard him taking the Lotus and I knew he was going to come back through there.
Nice. Well done. Again, I would have TP top.
Yeah, everybody's just saying Tormentor, and I'm just like, okay.
Tormentor's fine.
But I was also discouraging them to all come to Tormentor because we can do it with the Healing Ward with just like one other person. But they all came anyways.
I mean, Jock ate it. It's not the end of the world. But like, the moment I kill this LC here, like look how dark the map is. Right now, I would kill this wave and then TP top immediately, or mid or top, whatever I want, depending on the state of the game.
Yeah.
Because we have all this walking now that's going on. Like Tormentor is fine, but for you as a carry, if you are to solo carry games, the Tormentor is not gonna do all that much to you. Like you killed somebody, and what that means is they're weaker than you. Why? Because, well, they're down a guy. So what you can do, instead of like going all the way backwards, which is, granted, it's like not the worst move. The worst move is going AFK in the trees and doing nothing. Or like destroying your items, I guess is your worst move. But you take that momentum from the kill and basically you throw it in the bin by going to the Tormentor. Sure, you used your Omni Slash, but you still have Exorcism. You still have Reaper Scythe. You know, like a bunch of tracks you can find people. What in an ideal world, what your team should do is it should sweep the map over here, find more targets, and kill them, and arrive maybe at the mid wave and push this tower with Exorcism, all the while LC is dead and respawning. Like you can still take a fight with Exo. Like LC is dead for 36 seconds. You can easily walk up. You can at least go into this jungle part and then maybe push bottom, or depending what mid is doing, go mid.
Yeah, we could have pushed a tower here probably and taken a tier 2 maybe.
Like at
Potentially.
least like prevent them from farming because they're not allowed. They're men down. They're not allowed to hit creeps that you can claim for yourself. But instead we give them space. So this is one of the classic moves that I think are super weak. That still happens in my bracket, by the way, too. That like we kill somebody and people want to take the tormentor, and I'm like, what are you doing? Okay. Anyways, we go back to hitting creeps. I like that you kill the camps, but now I want you to walk here. Like, it's okay if a fight breaks out around here, because it's close to a tower. Like, your team can TP in. I guess you guys are going for Roshan. I think this is risky. Mostly because nobody is dead. They have all their spells up, right? I guess maybe the problem that they have right now is that they're not pushing waves aggressively enough. The Selena is not pushing waves enough. The Drow is not pushing waves enough. And as a consequence, you're out pushing them, which is great. But still, you don't really have any answers for the duel, for like hooks, for like a smoke that comes and tries to kill you. You don't know if you want to ward or not. You're not smoked. Like all of these things together make it a little bit risky to take the Roshan. Like it pays off again. Like once again, we did a risky play and it paid off. But if you get to better opponents, this is not gonna work. And we want to do the most reliable thing. Same thing as I said with like fighting. If you want to take Roshan, things you might want to make fights safer. Like if let's say you weren't a Juggernaut, let's say you were like an Ursa or something, it's maybe like a BKB. Maybe we want the BKB to do that. Healing Ward is great. As long as you have Exo, you can probably still do it. But they can also hook and kill the Death Prophet if things go wrong very easily because they have Laguna Blade with Ethereal Blade. Death Prophet can't do shit against it even with the cloak. It's just gonna die. So what I would recommend instead, again, is just push mid and then send your Matas down mid. Farm your way around. Make sure you have vision on LC before you do these kind of things and dodge.
I think I throw here, or I'm not really sure. Yeah.
I mean, this is what every time showing on a wave should feel like against these opponents if they play right. It's like you show on a wave and this happens. Like that's just what their heroes are supposed to do. Like with a duel on top. I mean, this worked out great. And now push. We pressed our buttons, people died. I guess we don't have Exo. Taking the Tormentor is great because they have no creeps. This TP I don't like. Can you tell me why?
Because they can insta stun me, and all my team is not there.
I mean, you do have a BKB like ability that triggers before any ability would hit you. You know, like you're fine. You're still fine, but
I don't have Omni either.
You don't have Omni. You don't have Healing Ward. You're like here, right here, next to an objective. I would just focus this objective. Like you just want to fight. Like they're showing, right? So you don't need to be scared of them. Seems like your entire team is reacting now, so that's nice. Fireworks.
It doesn't. If I did some insane Manta dodge there, it would have worked.
Yeah, I mean, like you can look at Lena's animation. She's actually quite predictable. Like she always raises her arms in the same way when she does a stun.
Yeah.
Stun.
Yeah, like I know the animation. I'm just not good enough at the game.
Yeah, no, like it's not reaction. It's a bit like prediction. It's like when you play Counter-Strike and you run around the corner and you give a headshot because you expected the guy to be there and just shot there anyways. kind of thing. It's predicting what's going to happen, and then you're that much faster. I don't know how much it is in numbers. I can't tell you. Like I didn't study that, but like if you think about it, if you're aware of what he's going to do, and you have a response planned, you don't have to react because you already know what to do. It's more automatic. And that's the secret. It's like thinking about what is he going to do. Oh, it's Selena. Once my well runs out, what's he gonna do? He's gonna stun. Let's see at the game state here. So we won a big team fight. We lost our Aegis, and we didn't get any objective out of it, which is sad.
Yeah.
What do you think you should do next?
Farm.
Can you be a little bit more specific? Like you can look at the map if you like. Take some time.
Just keep waves pushed until I have my Omni again, and then we try to fight again. Probably.
What I would do is I would farm backwards. So like from here, from this point, this is fine. Like we do have Exo, but we don't have Omni Slash. I at least want to have Omni Slash with like the Exo to even consider fighting. And remember what I said at the very start of the game when my camera was here and I was talking about how it's tough to fight into them. That applies here already. Like even if I have my Omni Slash, I'm not super thrilled in fighting into them. What I want to do is I want to split them up, make them go other places, and still kill them with like a majority against a minority attack kind of thing, where they're split with like 2 or 3 heroes, and somebody is like pushing a wave. Maybe Lina is pushing a wave, because it's so risky. Like you can when you walk up to the tower, you get hooked, you get dueled, you get Lina stunned, Ethereal Bladed, Laguna Blade. It's insane with like multi-shot. They're really tough to engage into. And I think that's how this game is gonna go. You do that a couple of times and you die. Like right now, the game is even slightly in your favor. I feel that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
But based on what I said at the very start of the game, we'll see how that plays into what's coming out. Not how you are 3 heroes and there are 2 heroes not there.
Yeah. I think we leave here.
I mean, Patch misses its stuff, which is fine. But like this, in terms of danger, what would you give this move?
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous, yeah. Like from 1 to 10, I would give this like, I don't know, a 10. This is a 10 for me, based on you missing heroes and what I said at the start of the game. Like especially like you're sitting on the low ground here, okay? Like Putsch could just be here and just walk up to you and bite you. Granted, you do have Death Prophet behind you, but it doesn't have to be the Putsch. It could be an LC. It could be Lina, you know? I mean, they're fucking up. Let's see what happens. I guess what happens is Jog just runs in and dies.
Yes.
That's okay. Like tanking the gank, that's fine. Like you TP to the other side of the map, but you don't push. Did you have Manta here?
I can't see.
You had Manta. So if you split away, just send the Manta illusions down. Just already send them down.
Yeah.
Just be faster.
I just sent them a little bit later, yeah.
Yeah, like you walk to the camp, I think you start hitting, then you walk back, and then you send them. The next wave is always coming kind of thing, you know? Plus, the point of sending your Manta illusions is to kind of not be close.
I showed on the wave anyways.
Yeah, and you showed anyways. But also you're farming very close to it. So the point of Manta is to obfuscate where you are in a way. So being right next to it when you do that is probably not ideal, which is another reason why pressing it here is really nice. You like the first time you come out of TP, you push this wave, then you press Manta, send them down, and just farm backwards. Mantas are here. Like the last known location of Juggernaut is in this screen area basically, and you're farming this camp though. which is very
Yeah.
safe. Fights are happening, we can't TP. It seems like they're just like hooking your team. Like it's tough for you guys to play on the map, which is why you made Manta wisely. But um, I, I don't know how the game is. Like, let's watch. Looks like you're just gonna lose one more fight and that's it.
I don't remember. Yeah, and then at this point, it just feels impossible to go on them because of the E-Blade from the Lina.
Exactly.
He's like, I can't initiate anything.
So I mean, in very broad terms, without actually being in front of an objective, because the tower is here and we have a fight here, you are kind of running into them. Now let me see what I see in terms of camera. Like I want to know what heroes I see on the map, right? So we don't have a
It just
bounty
saw
scouted.
Drow bottom.
Yeah, let's go back here. So we see a draw here, which is fine.
Legion bottom.
We see an LC bottom. We see Lich top, so they are kind of split. If we were to do something now, that would be fine. But like 20
And
seconds
Pudge.
from now, we saw LC still mid. We saw Lina and Pudge top. I don't like this, because they're right here.
Yeah.
I mean, if better players stay here, but they're still very close. Plus they can TP in. Like, this is not a great location to fight. Generally speaking, I find I lose most of my fights in mid if that happens, because it's just so easy to TP to. Everybody connects, we linger,
And then E-Blade.
and then the E-Blade, yeah. What's our itemization? We have a Lincoln Sphere, okay. And next you plan on Butterfly. Can you tell me
I think I say screw Butterfly and go Blink instead.
which would be correct? Why is Butterfly bad here?
Because I need to actually get on top of them. It's not a matter of hitting them harder. It's a matter of actually like getting to them to hit them.
I mean, Butterfly gives us evasion, right? Like evasion is also completely useless because you know Laguda Blade, as well as Drow gives True Strike with marksmanship. I'm not sure if you're aware.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that? 30% chance, 40% in late game. Like every second hit, maybe 2.5 hit or whatever, gives her True Strike. So Butterfly is especially useless against Drow.
Yeah.
I would definitely buy like the Green Dagger.
Yeah.
Dyer's bottom tower won't last long.
It's not Swift Blink, it's the Green Dagger.
It's Swift Blink. I call it the Green Dagger because I say red, green, and blue dagger. I don't care. I don't even know if the other dagger is blue. Like I rarely buy that one.
Purple or some shit.
Is it purple?
Yeah, it's right beside it. It's right there.
It's purple. Okay, whatever. Purple
There's
dagger.
some blue in there.
Like
You're not wrong.
I don't care about the names that much, honestly. Arcane Blink. Green Dagger, everybody knows what is meant, right? So you're thinking about Nullifier, that's great, that's exactly what we need. I think in terms of money though, like we're starting to fall behind.
Yeah.
By the way, this
so
is a
I
great
was,
place to
thinking,
fight. You were
I was
thinking.
thinking Nullifier, and then I say screw it and get an early Blink because I need the Blink. And then I try to get Nullifier. I don't think I ever make it, or I do, but it doesn't change anything.
Yeah, I mean, without Nullify, it's hard to fight. Without Blink Dagger, it's hard to fight. So we're kind of between a rock and a hard place at this point. Mostly because I don't know, our support duo is fairly weak. In terms of like power, like we don't have like a warlock
And
or
then
something.
yeah, and enabling the cores, it's really
Yes,
nothing.
like we don't have like team fight ultis like a warlock. We don't have like a witch doctor. We don't have like even lich with a lot of damage, or like a winter wyvern ulti, you know. it's tough to get things done.
Yeah.
Tower is about to take the blood.
Did you spin on the blade mail? Okay, so I think you're already at a point where you out DPS Blade Fury, which has what's that? 300-ish
Yeah,
damage or something?
it was the yeah, I think it was 1 instinctual, 2 the drow was slowing me. But
Okay,
I
I'm
don't
just trying
remember.
to point out that you have more DPS not pressing Blade Fury. Blade Fury is more
Yeah.
like a, oh shit, I have to go back.
Yeah. Yeah, this trio that they're doing right here is what lost us the game. It's like super difficult to do anything to play into the Lich,
Yeah, exactly.
Lina, Drow that stand together.
It's really tough to engage into them. And I think that happens one more time and that's it. Like if they work as a unit, which is what you want to do in high level Dotas, you're like in a formation kind of, you know, you like think of it like have you ever attended like one of those aerial shows where they do like these stunts with the
Yeah.
airplanes? Like
Yep.
it's
I
very
have.
much like that. It's very much like that. That everybody has like a specific role, a specific position in the fight, and based on the formation, if somebody steps out, like you crash and the opponent team dies.
Yeah, we don't really have a formation on our team. It's
It's
kind of
true.
difficult to do a formation.
Top tower needs some friends.
Like maybe I can illustrate that in a game of mine, maybe. Like to show that a little more. Or we just look at a pro game real quick. Because I think we learned everything that is to learn here. We were a little bit inefficient with our items on the lane. We didn't creep aggro. That's something you need to do like every game, creep aggro. Like every game, every wave, creep aggro almost all the time. And
Yeah.
be more diligent with looking at the minimap. And especially be aware of what heroes are killing you. In this case, LC. And when you are allowed and when you are not allowed to go on a wave.
Yeah.
That needs to stop. That you take waves like on the low ground here or like I'm going here and these kind of things. And you need to think about this in picking screen because during the match it's tougher to think about that. Or like think about it after and be aware of it for next time. Like you play a lot of games. Like I know you have the time to do it, and you put a lot of practice into it. And I think it's gonna be no problem for you to come back to Ancient if you if you do the things that I just did with you in this replay and just apply it to the games that are coming to you. We can do one game if you want after. Let's look at like a pro game. To look at this formation, I want to show that. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know what game is good. I just pick any. Okay, so here we have a situation where they're trying to group up. It doesn't have to be a smoke. This is just making the play safer. And let's look at maybe at Radiant Fog. There. Okay, so they saw somebody farming here. I don't know how. They're running as a unit. They decide to smoke. Fucking replay bug, man.
I don't know why it keeps deleting heroes. It's like, what the hell?
I also don't know. But as long as I can fix it quickly, I don't have an issue with that. So they're smoking here without the Pangolier. He has a dagger. He can TP in if the fight breaks out here. I'm not sure why that is. Anyways, they do have Chrono. They're in a formation. They see this Muerta. But the formation is already broken. Like Magnus is too far. They're still going for it. Like it's about action radii. So if we look at the heroes, like Void has like the jump and his chrono, with like max radius as like action radius if you will. Magnus has Blink Dagger and Score as his action radius, which is like, I don't know, 1.5 screens
Big.
almost. Like it's a very big
Yeah.
range. And then there's Pangolier, who has Swashbuckle and Blink Dagger, and then, you know, slowly getting out with like Rolling Thunder, like all three spells basically is his action radius. So even though he's all the way back here, he can still fairly easily join the fight. Like he's not entirely far away because Blink Dagger gets him here, Swashbuckle gets him here, Jump gets him exactly here, and then he still has ulti if he wants. So although he's super far away, he's still kind of in the fight. Let's see, like a later fight. It doesn't seem like this game is going super long. It's also a very low kill count game. Okay, let's just find a guy and kill him. Okay, that works for me. I want to really demonstrate this formation. But like, I mean, they are running as a unit. Okay, they are running as a unit, and the support is usually behind. Like he's not gonna go in first. They don't have Chrono just yet. Okay. Super bold of this. Like they have such big action radii, they don't need the formation. That's the problem. That's why it's not that easy to see. They have like jumps. All of them have jumps, and that's why it's super clustered. But if we look,
but it makes sense. Like the Faceless is closest, smallest. Pango's second largest. He's there. Magnus is there. Like the action radius is in order of biggest to smallest.
yeah, kind of right. But look at Dyer maybe. Dyer, I guess Darachio's kind of scouting them out, and we see these guys kind of together. Let's have a look at Dyer maybe instead. They try to blow up the void and it fails. Any fight, NP is always there, like even though it doesn't look like it. And I guess they don't have the primal because he died. But they're still like they're working as a unit. They're working together. And maybe these fights are not the best to illustrate it because the heroes are very jumpy, like and global. But like imagine a different game. Let's see, maybe we can select a game that doesn't have these kind of heroes. That would be maybe smart. Again, like a global hero. But they don't have that many jumpy heroes. Like there's basically Tusk Blink, maybe CK Blink. Here, it's still very jumpy. What's the first game? Let's try to look for a situation here. Like I'm sure we can find one. Like this happens all the time. I'm just gonna look at the minimap. Okay, I think this is a good situation. So in this situation, I don't know what they know. We can look at it 30 seconds from. Let's take Radiant side here and see what they see, and then look what they do. Okay, so they have a vision here. See some heroes. They're grouping up. They decide they want to make a play. For whatever reason, whatever items they have, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Just look at how they do it. They stick as a unit. They have very good vision actually. Like seeing the opponents like this is very, luxurious. And they decide to take this high ground. Let's look at it slow. They're forming a line. They're forming a concave almost. is what they're farming. They're trying to spread out and maximize the area on this. And so they spread this out because they don't want to all get hit by Puck. They don't want all to get hit by the overgrowth. So they're trying to get into this formation. I'm not really sure why the Muerta goes in. Is that support Muerta? It's a support Muerta. Okay, then it makes sense.
If he dead shot him here, he would have been dead.
Maybe. Let's look at the situation again.
Maybe not with the overgrowth.
So what happens is basically Muerta tries to provoke the fight. They know they're there because they saw them with the ward, right? They don't know where tree is, so that's what the sentry is for. But Muerta is gonna break formation, is gonna go out of position and start the fight. I don't know why. Like, I'm not that deep into fighting. Like, I don't know. I'm just, what I want to point out is this formation. That's all I'm pointing out. Muerta decides to initiate, break the fight. They have vision on him. He doesn't press Deadshot for some reason. He still doesn't press Deadshot.
Like Deadshot right here, and
yeah.
Nice. Maybe overgrowth saves, but
I think so too. Seems like a mistake. Which is fine, you know, shit happens.
Yeah.
And notice how Dire is also forming a kind of line. Why would they want to do that? Well, for one reason, the Muerta shit is really annoying. But also the Roar, the Savage Roar from Lone Root can be very annoying, like fearing everybody away. Then there's Rolling Thunder and Call Down. So now, if we look at the formation, these guys are in a decent formation. Sure, they're silenced, but the bear is actually out of position. Because the bear broke formation. So what does Weaver do? He hits the bear, obviously. And still they're trying to keep formation. LD is trying to keep max distance from the bear. And even now, like, everybody's trying to press buttons. They're still kind of... They're not like, it's not one guy here, it's not one guy there, it's not one guy here. They're like in a line still, in a way. Like, it doesn't have to be a line, but like they're protecting this area. They didn't lose the bear, but they took a lot of damage on the bear without that much repercussion. Sure, Weaver lost some HP, but he still has Aegis. As soon as something comes close to the Weaver, he just hits it. But everybody's behind, everybody's close by, everybody's ready to do something. They still have Roar. What an intense fight, actually. What just happened? I guess I need to look at Dire Camp. Let's look at Radiant Camp one more time. Somehow Puck decides to go on Pango. I don't know why. He sees two heroes together. Ah, okay, so Weaver gives vision, right? Weaver gives vision, tags them. Bam. Two heroes together, coil. And then they blow them. Wow, wow. So the moment they're not in this kind of formation where they're like in a line, so that it's hard to coil them together, and they have vision on them, like Dire team that is. Let's look at the fight from Dire perspective. That's so cool to see, actually. Like, this is exactly what I meant to show you. Is it Dire Fog? That is Dire Fog. Let's see what they know. Why do they have vision here?
Glitch maybe?
Could be a glitch. I mean, Weaver is here, trees here. Okay, so Tree is kind of doing his own thing, which is funny. Like he's just sitting in a tree and pressing his button and then he runs away. But the other guys are in formation. Tree is just trying to stay alive at this point. They see a lot here. Is that all because of Tree? No, they have bugs. Look, like it's actually the bugs that give vision. That's cool.
Gotcha.
Like the bug from the Tormentor too.
Yeah.
That's super funny. So they know they can also see from the Tormentor damage if somebody's here or not. Okay, so Weaver is just giving vision. Weaver's ready. And then he just presses the bugs and he follows up.
As soon as he sees two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they combine it together because they're out of position now. Like I think it's specifically a go because they do see the silencer. The threat of global is interrupting Puck. It's making it difficult for Puck to act. So if they see silencer, that's a go. Like he tried to silence silencer as well, obviously, but like he gets his combi off before silencer can do anything. Because silencer is thinking about bugs instead of Puck, and that's why he's late. And yeah. I mean, that's what happened here. Like, I think I illustrated the formation. You will only feel this once you're higher in rank, but this is the basic idea behind fighting, is that you act as a group. Which you likely won't have, which is why it's so important to create favorable situations for you. With like Aegis and shit.